Hello.
Hello.
Happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of Weeaboo Weekly. I missed you, Shota.
I was sick.
I know, you were sick last week.
I was a sick boy.
Girl. You feeling better now, though?
Yes. I projectile vomited for like a few hours. That was cool.
I thought it was like a few days.
Huh?
I thought it was like for a few days.
For like the next 2 days, like I was so sore from vomiting for hours that I couldn't move.
Well, I'm glad you're better now.
Yes.
So, tonight we are going to be talking about anime terms, which Shota didn't seem very excited about, but
I did it anyway.
she's got a list, and this is one of those rare times when if you are in the Twitch chat and there's a term that we haven't talked about, throw it in the Twitch chat, and she should know it. I mean,
keyword.
you should know it. So there you go. If you are new to the Weeaboo Weekly, we are on episode 7. You can check out the past episodes on YouTube. I think if you do !social in the Twitch chat, it'll give you the social bits, including my YouTube channel. So you can check that out. But we basically talk about anime, and we do it live every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Except for when I'm sick.
Except for when she's sick, or like actually the 4th of April, I will be coming home from Las Vegas, so we won't be doing a show.
Ayo.
Yeah, so because I have to leave the 30th of April, I go to Vegas for a week, so I've got a conference for work. So
Gamble.
I probably will be doing that because, of course, the 29th is a payday. So
oh, rip.
Awesome. Unfortunately, it's also when rent is due, so we
Pay
gotta be
first?
we gotta be a little bit careful, boys and girls. Maybe I'll get a loan before I go.
How about don't?
I've got a little money saved up for, this business trip that they should be paying for everything, but whatever. So there you go. So yeah, we're live every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time on Twitch right here. And then on Sundays, by Sunday sometime, I will have that Friday night episode up on YouTube forever and ever. And I'd say we'd probably get demonetized every week, but yeah, well, I'm not good enough to be monetized, so there's that, boys. So, and this is also why we don't do like clips and stuff anymore, because YouTube, it was a pain. I didn't want to deal with it. So copyright claims.
See ya.
So there you go. So welcome. Anime updates. There's one story we wanted to talk about tonight, and that is Crunchyroll and Adult Swim are teaming up with Toonami and stuff. So that should be interesting. The thing is, they are owned by Warner Media anyway, so they're the same company anyhow. So, but Adult Swim and Crunchyroll announced a new program partnership an expanded distribution deal on Tuesday. Actually, this was Tuesday. Crunchyroll will now be a premier content provider or partner for Adult Swim's Toonami programming block, which airs Saturday nights. The companies will collaborate on licensed content, co-productions, and distribution opportunities. If you want to check out that, we found that on the Anime News Network. So more information about it. Google it. You can find out. But
Google.
It's I'm not going to read the rest of the thing, but it's kind of cool. So they're going to do things together.
Yay.
Yay. Yay, Crunchyroll. So there you go. Last week's homework, and that's the only thing we're talking about this week because anime updates. Yay. And we should probably just remove that from the entire thing.
Yeah, it's just like winter season, or not, like summer season, or spring season. Oh my god, spring season's going to start soon. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, well, you need to start getting ready to talk about that.
I know they
you should probably talk about what's coming up with that since spring season's going to start soon. We haven't talked about spring season yet.
Spring season's looking pretty bleak for me right now.
Okay, well, that'll be next week's show.
Great.
Spring season. So there you go. Homework for last week was to watch episodes 1 and 2 of. Actually, for the last 2 weeks, you got 2 weeks for the homework.
Because I was sick.
Yeah. Was to watch episodes 1 and 2 of Mob Psycho 100, and I did it. Did you?
No, but I watched
Do you remember
couple
it?
episodes from season 2.
Do you remember what was in episode 1?
Maybe.
Maybe. When did Mob reach 40%?
I don't know. You just talk about it. I'll remember if you talk about it.
The end of episode 2. So, I thought it was kind of interesting. I couldn't. It took me a little while to get into it in episode 1, but I started enjoying it more towards the end of episode 2. And I know I talked to OG about it the other day, and he said he watched it and didn't really get into it till like midway through episode 3. So, maybe I'll watch another episode and check it out and see.
I really like Mob Psycho, especially now that I'm in season 2. I binged the first season in like a day. Granted, it only has like 12 episodes, so it's not hard to do.
He seems to be getting more gumption, like more, like he's I don't know what the word for it would be. Like he's getting more independent.
Trying to come out of his shell.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah. Like he's not as at the end of episode 2, it seemed like he was less of a answering to what's his face?
Reagan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially, in season 2, he's a lot more independent than he was, instead of just following Reagan around and doing whatever he says.
So is that kind of the theme for the remainder of season 1? Is he just gets a little more independent?
Well, no, because in season 1, he actually meets other espers, and so it goes through stuff like that. I don't want to spoil it, but
well, yeah,
he does, and it usually doesn't go that great either. So.
Oh, okay. Because it seemed like when Dude told him not to join the club in episode 2, and he said, "I'm going to do it," and then he joins the bodybuilder club.
That's so funny because they actually really like Mob too, so it's really cute.
We haven't gotten to that point yet.
Working out and stuff.
We haven't gotten to that point yet. He just said he wanted to join, and it showed the papers of him joining.
Yeah, he does join. It's really cute.
Well, yeah, it showed the papers of him joining. So, but I thought that was interesting, and I thought it was actually, there's more humor in it than I thought there would be.
It's super funny.
Yeah.
It really is. It cracks me up really hard.
I actually did laugh a few times during actually even episode 1. So
there's this one episode in season 2. I'm not going to talk about it, but it really killed me, dude. I loved the whole episode. And like one of the main points is that whenever it was something dumb that happened, they drew it really quality, and by quality I mean bad. So it just added to it's like drawn really bad, but it was like a funny part. So it just added to the fact of how dumb like whatever was going on, but it was really funny. I was cracking up real hard.
Right.
I was like almost crying. I'm not even kidding. It was so funny.
There was was it in episode 1 where they were Mob was fighting the spirits in the tunnel?
Yeah.
I don't remember if that was episode 1 or 2.
I think that's 1.
But I thought it was hilarious that he went up against the biker spirit guy and shrunk him down, and then he went to the other guy and he beat him, and he goes, that guy was pretty weak anyway.
Yep.
So I thought that was kind of hilarious.
I really like Mob Psycho. Like, I definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
If you want something, they have really good action scenes later. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, they're super good. But it's also hilarious.
I actually, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, I actually like the intro and the credits at the end of
the intro to season 2 is absolutely ridiculous.
And I actually found myself singing along with the intro song earlier because it's actually kind of funny.
Dude, the one for season 2 is a banger.
A banger?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to say this, and it's not bad or anything. Having a different nose ring really is throwing me off. So.
Sorry, my other one's starting to get really messed up.
Boogery!
No, it's...
All right, when we get back, we're going to talk about anime terms. See you guys in about 3 minutes. We'll be right back. Oh, that's the wrong scene.
Whatever.
Oh, and I did the wrong thing. I did the wrong thing. God dang it. Welcome back. Yeah. I'm doing all the things wrong, and I don't know what I'm doing half the time and things and stuff. So there you go. Welcome back to Weeaboo Weekly. I didn't say before, if you don't know who we are, I'm Geezer HD. This is Shotacon. As we said earlier, we do this anime thing every week on Friday nights. So there you go. Tonight's topic is anime terms. We've kind of played around with the concept of doing this show since the beginning of this whole series. Because one thing that you'll find if you're new to anime is there's a lot of terms and things thrown around that, I mean, I've done a lot of Googling, boys, and had to Google a lot of things to know what the hell people are talking about. And I mentioned it on every episode that Shota will say, well, this is this kind of anime and this is that kind of anime. And I'm like,
what?
We need a terms show. So that's what tonight is. And we got a list of terms. So the one thing that we don't usually do is we don't usually interact with Twitch chat during the show. But this week, if you do have a term, an anime term that you don't know, legitimately don't know, so Jolter, you're probably eliminated from this because you're just going to throw out terms to be a troll.
He can. I'll tell what they mean. It's fine.
Yeah, but some of them I don't want even to type them. So.
Oh no, I have a bunch of weird ones on here. It's okay. We'll get through them.
Okay. Well, I guess that's time to get going with the words.
Okay, so what I want to start with first is genres because anime have a lot of different genres that you don't really see in like American movies and TV shows
or anywhere else.
Yeah, so they're described in Japanese words instead of, you know, like, I'm not going to go through romance, action, blah, 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 because you already know what that crap means. So we're going to start with, like, what would be, if you go on, for example, like, My Anime List or Crunchyroll or whatever. I don't know if Crunchyroll has that. I think they just do, like, regular ones. But they do have some.
Somewhat.
Some of these, like, Japanese words. So if you're looking down genres, like a list of genres, and you're like, well, I don't know what that means. I'm going to go through all those first.
Okay.
Because it's a pretty big list, and it's actually more important than going through, like, the dumb words, like, later on. Like senpai and crap, you know? So,
senpai.
Yeah, so the first
one...
It
means Geezer HD.
Yeah, I went through a list of genres, and yeah, they're in alphabetical order, so that's why they're like this. I didn't put some of these first on purpose. I was just going down a list, and they're in alphabetical order.
You know, I'm going to check that they're in alphabetical order now.
Yeah, they are.
I'm gonna
A, B, C, D. Okay,
yeah, I'm actually doing that in my head right now.
Okay, so
I actually in my head I went, wait, does E come before H?
Yeah. Okay. Well.
But I'm actually kind of curious of how we go H, R, J, H, I, M.
Well, I threw this one in here because it was that, but it wasn't included.
So it's not an alphabetical.
Well,
order.
It was like this, but then they had reverse in the back. So
I mean, you could have said this and comma that.
It's fine. I did it this way.
Listen.
I made this. It's fine. Okay. Look.
I made this South Carolina.
I made this. All right. So the first term that we're gonna kind of go through is called ecchi, and ecchi comes ecchi, and it comes from the way that the letter H sounds in Japanese, so they'd say ecchi, ecchi. So it's from the sound of H in the word hentai, right? But it's not hentai. It's different.
Damn.
So what this is, it's full of sexually provocative scenes, but it's mild enough to be viewed by the general audience. So it's not like straight up titties, but it's like covered up, you know what I'm saying? But it has like lots of scenarios derived from sexual innuendos and lots of like humor
This is
and stuff
every
like that.
anime I've seen.
No, well, no, that's not true. But a lot of them have smaller stuff in there, but it's not enough to be considered. It has to be like the whole show. So some of the examples I included was To Love Ru, Keijo, and then High School DxD.
Oh, gee, watch that.
Yes. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it.
Is it basically hentai light?
That's what I'm. That's essentially what this is.
Okay, so it's hentai light.
It's basically that, but it doesn't have
Softcore hentai.
sex in it. It doesn't have that.
It's softcore hentai.
It has like innuendos and stuff.
I like innuendo.
Okay, well, yeah,
I think you've learned that from me.
Yep, you're right.
Okay.
But I don't want to talk anymore about that one, so we're just gonna
we're
gonna keep going through. Harem is the next one.
We have a half hour to fill, by the way.
Okay. But Harem is the next one. There are tons and tons and tons of these, and I don't want to talk about it too long. There are, I don't even know, because I've seen a bunch of them. Back when I used to just watch whatever anime came on. Now I'm more picky, but I used to watch just whatever. So
I can't imagine you not being picky.
Yeah, I believe it. I used to watch almost everything that came out every season. But Harem is an anime in which there's usually like a boring, uninteresting male character, but he's surrounded by multiple female characters who are interested in him romantically or sexually or something like that.
Oh darn! I was gonna say JoJo Series 4.
No. But they're mostly comedy romances or something like that, where all the girls want him and he's going to have to pick one, but at the end, they usually never do. A rare example of one getting picked is like, I can't I can't think. They always...
None. There are none. This is actually, she made it up.
Yep. But
Udapri?
Boku Tomodachi, that's a reverse harem. We're getting there. But Boku Tomodachi is an example of one that I've seen, that I've watched all the way through personally. Nisekoi is another one, and Sekirei are a couple more examples. I have seen like clips and stuff of it. I won't watch stuff like that. So
I've never heard of any of these.
Right. But if you want to watch, it's kind of like a self-insert. So like the boring dude gets all the hot chicks and stuff. Yeah, that's essentially what happens.
So it's basically my life.
No.
Wait, I mean the opposite of my life.
Stop. But that's essentially what that is.
My dream life.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So
I'd enjoy it?
So these cater to men usually who are lonely and want to be surrounded by women. Stop. But playing off of that, what we're going to go into next is reverse harems. So this is what I'm into. This is my stuff right here.
Okay.
And I'll tell you because everything on this list I have seen. So a reverse harem
I already admitted this.
Yeah. A reverse harem is when there's a female character surrounded by multiple male characters trying to romance her. But instead of being like a comedy romance, they're more romance drama. So a lot of these are usually based off of visual novels, which are like PSP and computer games, in which you can choose the storyline. So you'll get to a choice and you'll pick one. So that's how you get to these endings with all these different dudes.
Did they get sued by Choose Your Own Adventure too?
No, I mean that's essentially what it is, except it's choose your own boy to marry or whatever at the end.
Choose your own hentai.
But the girl is essentially like a Mary Sue self-insert character. So
okay, what is the Mary Sue self-insert character?
She's born. She doesn't have like any crazy personality. She's boring enough to where you can feel like you can insert yourself into her role. So that's why these are so popular. Especially now that they're based off of visual novels, because visual novels you actually play as the character and you choose the boys that you want to go after.
So this is exactly the games you play.
Yes.
And exactly the life you live.
Yes.
Okay.
My husbando is actually from one of these visual novels.
Masato.
Yes. So the examples I included was Hakuoki. I have this PSP game at home. I've played a couple of them. They have them for PSP, PS Vita, and they have them for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. So if you want to get romanced by some hot Shinsengumi boys who are also vampires, yes, there you go.
I want to suck your blood.
Well, I mean, yeah, but they're hot vampire boys.
Yeah, well.
And then Utapri is another one, which is Utano Prince Sama. Maji Love 1000% is the name of the first season of the anime. But the games are like Amazing Love and stuff like that. So The games are only in Japanese, except they do have a mobile game, which I play very religiously. I love my husband. Thank you. His name is Masato. But he's
We've established this well past the first episode of this podcast.
Well, I'm gonna mention it every time, and now that we're talking about it, it's fine. But Uchapre's another one. Fruits Basket. Fruits Basket is also getting a remake this year. It was a very popular reverse harem anime. I can't remember when it came out, but it's pretty old. And then another one, this is my sister's favorite anime. It's Ouran High School Host Club. Very popular. Pretty much everyone knows what it is. The opening's really annoying. Kiss, kiss, fall in love. Yeah, it's very annoying. But I've seen it.
VOD muted.
Yeah. Just for singing.
Yeah, for
right.
singing things.
But yeah.
So basically, I would not like a reverse anime.
No,
reverse harem show.
No, they're definitely catered towards girls.
Although
100%.
I also thought I wouldn't like Zombieland Saga, and I enjoyed it.
You want to watch some singing boys?
No.
Okay, exactly. But that's what a reverse harem is.
If you're nice, and we do some kind of challenge someday, where I will actually sit down and watch some Utapri with you.
I'll sing every song.
I
Thanks.
I could hear and smell the excitement coming from you.
I just sweat a little bit.
Take a shower. You smell.
I showered this morning. But yeah, that's what a reverse harem is. It's the same as a harem, but opposite. Lonely girls want to be surrounded by beautiful boys. Leave me alone! Okay. The next one we're going to talk about is josei. Josei is a genre that is specifically targeted towards female viewers around the age of 18 to 40, so older women. Right? So what they do is
that's basic all adult women.
Yeah.
Shut up. We're just going to take this shotgun and shoot into the genre of women.
I can't word good, thanks. But josei are...
Fucking her up, chat.
They depict life and romance in a more mature light. So instead of being like cutesy first love stuff, it's more mature, usually more grounded realism and less idealistic fantasies.
So basically, like, he goes to work every morning. She goes to work. They get home. They cook dinner, clean the house.
Well, no.
Watch a sitcom.
Essentially, what it is instead of, first romance, oh, I want to talk to this cute boy in school type stuff, instead of like slice of life crap like that, it's actually more they develop a romance over a period of time.
So it's not adults necessarily in the anime.
Yep, and it's not necessarily just romance. It's life too, so it could be like a growing up type thing.
Okay.
So two of the examples I have is Chihaya Furu. That one's really good. It's about a girl who is in a Karuta club.
In a what?
Karuta, which is, we'll go through stuff. It's a Japanese card game.
Okay. Is it like solitaire?
No.
Is it like Magic the Gathering?
It's like poetry and cards in one. So, and then another one I put was Natsuyuki Rendezvous, which is about a woman who her first husband died and he's a ghost, but then another boy comes in and he wants to, like,
and then Mob came along, and then Mob Psycho came along and took care of the ghost.
But, he can see the ghost and she can't, and it's about him trying to make sure that this guy's like a good fit for his ex or his previous wife.
So it's like The Sixth Sense.
Yeah, essentially, but it's more mature, as instead of watching like a weird romance that would be in like a high school setting. Not saying it can't be, but it's usually, even if it's in a high school setting, it's usually like older high school students instead of like junior high and stuff like that.
So they're not 12.
No. They're usually like close to graduating.
So 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
So excuse me.
Wow.
I'm sorry. The next one I'm going to talk about is going down the alphabetical list, is hentai. Literally porn. I'm not going to give any examples of this. Y'all on your own. Sorry.
Is this where tentacles come in?
Yeah. But I'm not going to talk about that too much. I'm sure everyone in their life has seen one. Thank you. That's all I want to say about it. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so
I saw no, I'm not going to say what I saw.
Okay, never mind. The next one we're going to talk about is isekai, which literally translate to another world. In Japanese, and stuff like this or anime like this is where a protagonist gets transported to another world. So it's usually a fantasy or a JRPG setting. So this has been really popular lately with Sword Art Online.
JRPG, Japanese roleplay
game. Okay. Japanese roleplay games, yeah. So Sword Art Online is super popular. The Dot Hack series is kind of like an older one, but it's still good. It's like another JRPG one. Dog Days was one where he got transported to like this fantasy world. There were dog girls. It was cute. I actually watched that one.
Dog girls?
Yes, they had dog ears. They were cute.
And I thought only girls in anime could only have cat ears.
They can have. There was dog girls, wolf girls, cat girls, fox girls, etc. A lion girl. She's very cute.
Okay, my brain just went to the hentai side too.
Yeah. So okay. Well, no, we're not going there. Thanks.
Because girls with tails.
But yeah, I don't like Sword Art Online. I heard that the new season is really good. I don't. It's Alicization or something like that. I haven't looked into it. I might maybe later, but I know that I did not like the first Sword Art Online. Thank you. Konosuba is another one. That's more comedy though.
I like comedy.
Yeah, you might like that one. There was a lot of jokes on how quality the animation was, and it's kind of
so they ribbed themselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
But a lot of people were like, "Well, it goes with the comedy. It's fine." Another one.
I thought you meant in the story, like in the anime, they were ribbing on the anime. Oh, okay.
The next one I'm going to talk about.
Well, you know how I am about animation quality. I'm pretty picky with art style. Series 4 and 5, JoJo.
You know what? I swear to God, we are gonna have a JoJo argument on here. We're doing it now.
We did that. We did that 2-3 weeks ago.
We can have it every week until you watch part 4.
Bring your sheet.
What sheet?
Your sheet of why you like JoJo and why you didn't like Bleach.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do a 500-word essay.
Okay. Post it on Reddit.
I don't even go on Reddit, bro.
Listen, you have to expand your horizons. What's the next one?
The next one is mecha. Mechanical is just the shortened term. Usually either like mechanical suits or giant robots that can be piloted.
Voltron.
Yes.
Why didn't you put that as an example?
Because I don't care about Voltron.
What about Power Rangers?
But this is usually military, sci-fi. We're talking about anime, bro.
I mean, that's kind of anime. They had an animated version of Power Rangers. I had a crush on the Pink Rangers for so long.
I was like the Pink Ranger for Halloween when I was like 5.
That was too young.
But these are usually military, sci-fi, or action, or a combination of all three. Example, any of the Gundam series. There's a heck ton of them. The most recent one that I watched was Iron-Blooded Orphans. Super good. I loved it. I have some model kits at home that I've done from the series. And I have me a beautiful figure of Orga because he's a cute boy.
Aren't Gundams supposed to be hard to put together?
I usually get the 144 scaled ones, so they're not super hard, but if you get like
the easy version,
like if you get like the perfect grades and stuff, there's like a billion parts to those things.
Because I think I've seen a few streamers on Twitch do like the hard, really hard.
Yeah,
Gundam
they're
builds.
also expensive, which is why I don't get those because I break things.
You talking about expensive collectibles?
Yeah, but I actually have to put it together, and I break things too often to, buy like a $200 model kit. I usually like the.
What if there was a $200 model kit of put together Masato?
Oh, I would buy it. I would buy 2 of them in case I messed up.
Well, you have the one that you could put together the wiener.
That's Alba. His dick come off. But yeah, some other series would include Code Geass, Valve Rave, and Neon Genesis Evangelion. So they use like suits and stuff.
And JoJo.
No.
Well,
and
some of the standoos.
Technically, Tiger and Bunny, little bit because they have power suits, but not really. That's more of a superhero thing. But I just want to insert that because it's my favorite.
Yeah, of course it is.
The next one we're going to talk about is seinen. Seinen anime is a subgenre that specifically targets male viewers from the age range of 18 to 40. So adults, adult men. It's depicted in a more mature light and usually include much more explicit content such as gore, sex, violence, etc.
Much more fan service?
Well, not necessarily. They're a lot more... the seinen that I've seen are usually more gory and more violent.
Okay.
So some of the examples that I included was Berserk, very dark. The Fate series, Hellsing, Monster, Akira, which is a movie, and then Tokyo Ghoul.
Okay.
Tokyo Ghoul is the most recent one that I've seen. Essentially, ghouls need human flesh to survive, so of course it's going to be violent.
So The Walking Dead.
Well, no, they're not zombies.
Well, they're ghouls.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
half
a
of one,
sticker,
6 dozen of another.
I actually have a sticker of Kaneki on the back of my car. He's the main character.
Is okay.
Yep.
Wait,
Well, that's pretty much it.
Don't you? Isn't? Oh, never mind. Now I'm like, do you have more than one sticker in the back of your car?
Yeah, I have Jotaro. I have the cast of Evangelion. I do have a separate Kaworu sticker from Evangelion, and then I have Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul.
The big one on the back.
Kuroko.
Yeah.
From.
I'm talking about the back window.
Yeah, I have 4 stickers on one side and then Kuroko on the other.
I thought you only had one sticker on your back window.
No, I have 4 on one side and then my big Kuroko.
She is a problem.
It's fine. You should see my stack of stickers at home. It's crazy. But the next one I'm going to talk about is shoujo. This is essentially romance. It's a subgenre specifically targeted towards female viewers from the age range of 10 to 18. So they're usually more romance than anything, I would say, but comedy, personal growth, a lot of friendship stuff in there. This
is Manami's favorite, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, some good examples would be Sailor Moon, Aoharu Ride, which is it's definitely like 100% romance. Kimi ni Todoke,
Sailor
which
Moon?
was yeah.
Wasn't that?
Mhm.
Okay.
It's like stuff that's targeted towards like younger girls.
Okay.
But,
So it's not just romance.
It's not just romance, but there are hints of romance in Sailor Moon. I don't know if you've ever watched it.
I've never watched Sailor Moon.
Okay, well,
I could I'd recognize Sailor Moon because I've seen it everywhere.
I've seen the sing
but
the
I've
theme song.
I've never, ever.
My sister used to love Sailor Moon. We had them all on VHS, so of course I got dragged along with that.
I think she should show up tomorrow and get the couch.
I think she probably has work. I'll have to see.
Priorities.
I don't know. I'll have to borrow my dad's truck and come pick the couch
and
up.
your dad.
Hey, daddy. He won't say words.
Well.
But yeah, Kimi ni Todoke is a really long, drawn-out romance. It was almost annoying to watch because I'm like, just talk to him, please. And then Kaichowa Maid-sama, which I did like, which is the president is a maid. As in, like, class president.
Okay.
Yeah, she worked in a maid cafe. But there was, like, some dude at school that found out, comedy romance ensues. Yeah, so that's essentially what shoujo is. When I was in high school, I read the crap out of shoujo manga. Like, granted, the schools block every website, and I would always try to find a manga website that I could read on our school-issued iPads, right?
We didn't have internet when I was in high school.
But we had school-issued iPads that we had to use for, like, school assignments and stuff.
We played the original text version of the Oregon Trail.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, I read a lot of manga in high school, like a lot of shoujo manga. Like, I'm burnt out on romance. But going along with that, shoujo ai is next, which is girls love, like literally translated. So it is young female characters that show love and affection towards each other and sometimes end up in a relationship.
So it's basically okay.
No, because it's not. It's like a more mild version of Yuri.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say it's like Yuri Light. It is softcore Yuri.
Yeah. So trademark Yuri Light.
Wait, is that actually a thing?
No, but that's essentially what it is. It usually doesn't have.
You heard it here today. We're gonna start Yuri Light.
No. But it usually doesn't have super mature
Starring Shotacon.
storylines or anything. It's usually more of like a girls
No
who,
reaction whatsoever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, start out as friends, but then realize they like each other, stuff like that. More innocent stuff. Some good examples would be Aoihana, Yuri Yuri, and Strawberry Panic. Strawberry Panic's
It's literally
on
the name
edge.
of Yuri Yuri.
Yuri.
Whatever. It still says Yuri.
Yes.
Yuri Light.
Yeah.
Okay.
Strawberry Panic kind of on the edge.
I really
want to
start this up.
Huh?
I really want to start this up.
Okay.
I want to start a production company, which, you know, we've all had this discussion where I want to do this. But our main product is going to be Yuri Light.
You're a nightmare, you know that?
I know I am. But
I'm out of coffee.
You still love me. There's more in the fridge.
I know, but that means
on the next break, you can get more.
Okay.
Or you can not and actually go to bed at a decent time. Yeah, you're going to get more coffee.
Actually. So, the next one I'm going to talk about, and I might argue that this is my favorite genre. This is shonen, and everyone at some point has heard the term shonen.
Would
anime.
also argue that it's your favorite.
Shonen anime typically targets male viewers from the age range of 10 to 18. It's mostly action adventure. They usually
12.
have tiny bits of romance. A lot of comedies usually thrown in because, you know, younger boys like funny stuff. They're always lengthy. They're always long. So especially, you know, like Naruto. What are you laughing at?
I'm just everything you're describing. I'm picturing you.
I'm a little boy.
Yeah.
But they're really long series. So Naruto, One Piece.
Also, I've been pointing at you everything you've been describing. If you didn't notice.
Naruto, One Piece, Bleach,
IQ.
Fairy Tail, which my sister really likes. Dragon Ball series. My Hero Academia. So, really long series that are action adventure, a little bit of comedy, a little bit of romance, stuff like that.
Does Full Metal Alchemist fall into this?
I would say so, but also more on the seinen side. It could be both because it does have a lot of really mature.
What is seinen? Oh, that was.
We've already gone through this. It wasn't like 10 minutes ago when I talked about it. It's like more mature for older, like 18 to 40-year-old dudes.
I'm leaving now.
Okay, bye. Get back here.
I don't want it.
Okay. So it's essentially what I watch. It's my favorite. They're lengthy. They always have really good storylines. Typically when they get super long, they have filler episodes, but those are usually like random crap, funny, or like minor character like arcs and stuff like that. But yeah, Naruto, One Piece, blah blah blah. The big three, Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach, those are all shonen. They typically do the best.
So
when
OG
it comes,
loves shonen.
Yeah, they typically do the best when it comes to sales and merchandising and stuff like that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I can't say nothing because I love me some Naruto. He's my boy. Naruto's my boy.
I thought Masato was your boy.
I'm talking about, you know. I'm not okay. So, a long time ago, I was very into Naruto and Sasuke. Yeah, but I'm trash, so we're not gonna talk about that anymore. It's mine now. Thanks. Give me it.
You're gonna break my glass.
It's my glass now.
No, it's
this
not.
This is my boy. I would die for Naruto.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would. He's a good boy.
Give me my glass back.
Okay. I have lots of Naruto and Sasuke doujinshi, but we're not going to talk about that any more than that.
Loot
my
crate,
boy!
boys.
And like in My Hero Academia, Bakugo and Kirishima, those are my beautiful children. I dearly love my sons. Like I would die for them.
I have yet to watch that show.
We can watch some today.
We got other things we got to do.
Okay.
We got to plan next week's episode.
Next, we're going to talk about Shonen Ai. Literally translated, boys love. Typically, younger boys show love and affection towards one another. There are some that have age gaps. This has been very controversial lately, so, you know, because more people are getting sensitive to stuff like that.
Yaoi Light.
Yes. Yaoi Light.
We're not going to include that in our production company.
It's a more mild version of Yaoi. So, what these are, they usually don't have sex involved. They'll have, like, hints.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's really good.
They'll have some of them will have gosh. You're messing me up here. Some of them will have like hints of stuff like that, but mostly it's romance or really strong friendships, quote unquote.
Band.
Why?
I don't know.
I didn't say anything weird.
Okay. You say something weird every week.
You know what? It's fine.
'Kay.
I have water now.
Drink your coffee.
I already drank my coffee.
Drink more coffee. So, boy.
I love Boys Love. Thank you. It can also, if you ever see BL, that's what that stands for too. So Shonen Ai, Boys Love, and BL is all the same thing. BL is just the short way of saying it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people online use BL instead because nobody wants to type Shonen Ai out every time.
I have an idea. We could do Yuri Light and Yaoi Light starring Jolter. Yeah, she's okay with this.
I've already tried to bid him off on his own stream.
Wait, did that? What did
he won't let me sell him. I've already tried.
We can talk him into it.
Okay. Some examples of Shonen Ai would be Love Stage. Kind of teeters on the edge of yaoi. Depends on if you read it or if you watch it. Super Lovers. Also, this one is one of the ones that I was talking about with a big age gap. We're not going to that. Thanks.
Yeah, let's not go to that.
Yeah, and then Hitorajime, My Hero, and then Loveless. Loveless is it's the oldest one on this list. I actually have it on DVD at home, so that's cool. You want to watch it?
I mean, you have all of them on DVD.
No,
I don't have a DVD player. We've established this.
It's fine.
I mean, I do in the garage somewhere.
You also have a PlayStation, which would also work.
It's in the closet.
Well, closer
on
than the garage.
Going
on right from Shonen Ai is yaoi, and I could talk about this for 30 years, but we
really
won't.
wanted to move on to yaoi.
I sure did.
Because this is why I said earlier I could really argue that Shonen was her favorite.
I like to ship boys together. Thanks. But yaoi is male-to-male relationships in a more mature way. It's usually older males, but I'm sure everyone's heard of Boku no Pico, and we're not talking about
Never
that.
heard of it.
Okay, well, we're not going there like 100%. I'll tell you later.
All right, let's move on to Yuri.
The relationship is usually more mature. They actually have a relationship instead of like teetering on and off of like I like you, blah blah blah, stuff like that. Some of these are explicit, and by explicit I mean they got the sex in them. Thanks. So some of these would be like Junjo Romantica, right? This one does not have scenes, but they have almost scenes, so they cut it off like right before. So it's
softcore hentai.
Koisuru Bokun. This one is actually explicit. You cannot watch this at work.
I could because I work
Kusabi,
from home, but you know.
Yeah, I know Kusabi. You cannot watch at work. Sensitive pornograph. From the name, you know you definitely cannot watch that at work. Yeah,
Again,
they are. Those are the explicit ones, and it's kind of weird because Shonen Ai and yaoi are very intertwined, as to which a lot of them can be described as both, depending on personal preference. So anything with Shonen Ai, Boys Love, or whatever, I just lump together with yaoi because it's all about the same crap. So moving on, because I know he doesn't want to talk about it anymore, we're going to talk about Yuri.
Let's talk about this one for 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
No, I have a whole list of stuff we can go through real quick.
Okay.
Yuri is female-to-female relationships in a more mature way, essentially the same thing as yaoi, but with girls. So they have more established relationships and intimacy, some explicit, like I was saying with yaoi. Examples would be Discipline, Seikan no Quasar, G-Taste, Strawberry Panic. Again, Strawberry Panic can be considered both.
G-Taste, huh?
I'm not looking these up. I looked up these for this list, and that's as much as I wanted to see.
You need to tell me what the plots are.
There is no plot.
And you need to describe these animes.
So for example, like
your homework for next week is to watch at least 5 different Yuri.
I will not.
Series. I mean,
as Rohan
binge
would say,
watch the entire things.
As Rohan would say, kotowaru. I refuse.
Muda.
Right. So, but that's pretty much it for the genres. I didn't include any regular random crap.
So one thing, the one term that's not on this list anywhere
Mm-hmm.
is your name on Twitch.
Kotowaru.
Shotacon.
I refuse.
Yeah.
I like boys. That's what it means. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. What's it really mean?
I like boys. Y'all can Google it on your own. Thanks.
Use incognito mode.
I'm leaving.
No, you're not. You're the star of the show now.
Okay, so there's a couple other things. You know, I found a whole list of things, and I'm going to go through some of them real quick. So ones that you'll hear a lot. Bishoujo means beautiful young woman. Bishonen means beautiful young man. They can also be like androgynous or kind of girly, gender ambiguous, etc. I love Bishonens. I love me some cute boys. One you'll hear a lot is Neko Mimi. That means girls with cat ears.
I like girls with cat ears.
Please don't copy and paste it in the chat. Thanks.
I'm okay with this.
Kimono Mimi is just characters with animal features, ears and tail, human body. Cat girls are under this, but Neko Mimi is more specific if you're only looking for cat girls. Moe is another one that you might hear a lot. So someone will say, oh, that character's Moe or whatever. It's usually used for female characters, but it's basically someone who's considered to be endearing, really cute, innocent, naive, etc., something like that. One you'll hear all the time is tsundere, and this is usually a girl, but it can also be dudes. It's a character who's usually cold and mean or hostile.
So me.
Yeah. Towards the person they like, but they actually sometimes let it slip where, you know, it shows that they like them and they have like loving feelings towards them. So they'll be like, you know,
I mean,
it's not like I like you anyways. That's like the stereotypical term.
It's typically me.
Yeah. And then yandere,
I'm really mean to people I like.
Oh. But then yeah, but last one real quick, yandere. This one's actually more popular now that the game Yandere Simulator came out. It's usually a person who's super loving and caring towards, you know, a person that they're interested in, but their devotion and love becomes so intense that they would kill for them. You know, it's like, if I can't have you, nobody can, is type of thing.
Yandere Simulator banned on Twitch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is actually banned on Twitch.
Wow.
There's been a long controversy about it. Anyway, that is terms. If you have any terms that you want defined, jump over to a Discord. And in the Shota's Anime Corner, you can leave a message for Shota, and she'll answer you. So there you go. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the homework for next week, wrap this bitch up, and then go get ramen.
You said no cussing, and you just cussed. I have been so good this whole time, you son of a bitch.
Welcome back. You happy now? You got coffee?
No. I was so good, and you said a cuss word at the end, you son of a bitch.
I mean, it's fine.
Ugh.
Everything's fine.
No. Swear to God.
You do not.
I swan to John.
Who? Who's John?
I don't know.
It's fine. Whatever. Anyway, I don't see my script because there's anime glossary terms.
Whoops.
I forgot what. You got hiccups now?
Yep, I sure did.
Great.
Ouch.
This is gonna go amazingly. Homework for next week. This is something I picked at random off the front page of Crunchyroll.
Yeah, and I thought he was joking, so I don't even know what the fuck this is.
That means you're gonna have to watch it.
I don't want to watch it. It looks like it sounds dumb.
Well, you know, I've watched dumb anime in this whole homework thing, so.
What was dumb? And I swear to God, if you say Natsume, I'm leaving. I will walk out of here right now.
So the homework for next week.
Joker, tell him how good Natsume is.
The homework for next week is Girly Air Force episodes 1 and 2.
The fuck is that?
Girly Air Force. It's mysterious flying creatures called Zai. suddenly appear and overwhelm all of mankind's aerial combat forces. To fight them, mankind modifies existing aircraft frames to create mechanized soldiers called daughters.
Tell me this doesn't sound like a freaking nightmare.
Which are operated by automated piloting mechanisms called Animas? They have the appearance of human girls. So it's not really girls. It just looks like girls. The story begins with a boy who yearns to take to the skies encounters a shining red aircraft and his pilots an anima called Griffin, who has been named mankind's trump card. Trump. Jolter's gonna watch it.
This sounds like a freaking nightmare.
It could be a nightmare. It very well could be.
I'll skim through it.
Well, no, you watch it.
No.
We're gonna talk about it next week.
No.
So
you can talk about it next week.
I will, along with you.
Alone.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
You'll be here.
I don't want to.
You'll be sitting right next to me, talking about girly Air Force.
Girly Air Force? You couldn't have picked something any better.
Probably not.
Oh, Jesus. You're not this. You know what? You're not allowed to pick homework anymore.
I tried to have you pick the homework. Also, I started the music a little bit too early. I apologize.
Suck.
My production skills suck. So we're just gonna watch Shotacon the rest of the
Don't though. Come on, bro. What you doing?
I mean, if I had another card, I'd have another camera over there that's on me. But I don't. So plus it is what it is. It's fine. You can watch it. We can watch it together.
I don't want to watch it.
Okay. Well, I won't watch Natsume either. But
I swan to John. You're dead.
Anyway, that's this week's episode of Weeaboo Weekly. I hope you learned something. Like I said, if you have any terms you would like to find and you want Shota to define and put laser beams through your head, head over to our Discord. Throw them in Shota's anime corner. If there's any animes that you would like us to talk about on the show. Also in the Discord, we have a request channel. Any topics that you want to see. So there you go. I think next week, did we say what next week was going to be? Or when are we going to talk about fan service? I mean, you put it on the list, not me.
I know, man.
Yeah, well, so there you go.
God damn it.
We are live at 8 p.m. Eastern every Friday night on Twitch, and every Sunday our Friday night episode goes up on YouTube. So, hey, check that out. If you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button. Tell your friends about it. If you're watching on Twitch, hi. And we'll be doing the after show momentarily. So, you guys have a great week. We will see you next week. I love your faces. Bye.